Good evening.
Good evening. Hi. Hi.
I'm Dave Farrell, and I'm here to welcome you to Unity Church in Albany Sunday evening concert with Elaine Silver. We're very excited that she's here. She was here this morning for the morning service. Elaine has been with us over the years for a long, long time. And she has a metaphysical music ministry, travels all over the country, giving workshops, retreats, providing services in churches like this. Has a whole raft of CDs available, and lives in Florida from New Jersey, and we welcome her here this evening. So good to see you.
Thank
we look
you.
forward to this. Thank you very much.
All right, well, let's have a hand for David. He did a great job. Yeah, okay. All right, so I found this little, I guess it's a poem. I found it in my computer. I wrote it, evidently. It says, copyright 2009, Elaine M. Silver, so I'm assuming I wrote it. I don't remember. But it's called My Pledge of Allegiance, and I often speak in the first person, and because I also teach and believe that there's only one of us, we're all an individualizing expression of the one source, so that when I speak in the first person, it can be for each of us, and it's my pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to myself and to a united state of humanity, and to the community in which we dwell, in oneness, through spirit, indivisible, with unity and blessings for all. That's that one. All right, thanks. Thank you. This is on change. The only constant is change. It's important that we change, that we adapt and adjust. I call this a changes medley. What doesn't grow and change dies away. What doesn't rearrange has no say. The only constant is change. It's a time to rearrange. The only constant is change, and there's an energy exchange. You want to sing this too? What doesn't grow and change dies away and has no say. What doesn't rearrange has no say. The only constant is change. There's a choice. There's a choice to rearrange. The only constant is change, and there's an energy exchange. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. The only constant is change. There's a choice to rearrange. The only constant is change, and there's an energy exchange. The only constant is change. There's a choice to rearrange. The only constant is change, and there's an energy exchange. The only thing that doesn't change is spirit. I am made of God, and God is all of me. I am made of the goddess, and she is all of me. I am made of spirit, see it, feel it, hear it. I am made of God, and God is all of me. Try that with me. I am made of God, and God is all of me. I am made of God, and God is all of me, goddess. I am made of the goddess, and she is all of me in spirit. I am made of spirit, see it, feel it, hear it. I love of me and you and 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 me and you. There's a presence, there's an essence, there's a light within me that shines. There's a presence, there's an essence, reflecting the divine. There's a presence, there's an essence, there's a light within me that shines. There's a presence, there's an essence, reflecting the divine, reflecting the divine, reflecting the divine. She changes everything she touches, everything she touches changes. So some of you know that I'm a licensed science of mind practitioner, and science of mind is very similar to Unity. There's some differences, but it's basically the same teachings. And the whole theme for July was what they call pulled by a vision. And visioning is different from visualization. Visualization is, it's like when we pray and we kind of tell God what we want. You know, that's like what visioning is. We have an idea of what it is, and we put in our order, kind of. But visioning is more like a meditation where you listen for what Spirit has to offer, and so it's called pulled by a vision. Oh, let's put this here. Pulled by a vision. Pulled by a vision of the divine, I'm filling up with the wisdom of infinite mind, setting my intentions on the highest and best. I am focusing my attention on knowing I'm blessed, pulled by a vision, watching from high. I'm filling up with God's wisdom. This well never runs dry. Setting my intentions for what is my best. I am focusing my attention on happiness. Committed to life, committed to my integrity, committed to the sacred light. Pulled by a vision of the divine, I'm filling up with the wisdom of infinite mind, setting my intentions on the highest and best. I am focusing my attention on happiness. Pulled by a vision, I am pulled by a vision, I am pulled by a vision, and knowing I'm blessed. Pulled by a vision. Okay, so one of the things that we talk about in Science of Mind is something called race consciousness. Did you guys ever hear of race consciousness? It's the human race, and it could include racism, but it's the human race, and it's what we're born into. It's like, it's in our DNA, or we might happen to step in somebody else's, and attract it somehow. But, it's the idea of, oh, well, my mother had diabetes, so I'm prone to it. Or, so somebody in my family had this, or it's always been like that. But in Science of Mind, we teach that principle, which means life. Principle is not bound by precedent. So just because it always happened, even if it always happened, it doesn't mean it has to continue. So I stepped in some race consciousness, and I was riding my bike. I'm a big bike rider ever since COVID hit, and the YMCA closed, and I couldn't do my Pilates. I got my bike out, and I was on my bicycle one morning, and we have a levee in Sarasota, and I pull up, and I see some people coming towards me, and I just got this thought that it's not typical for me, but the thought was, well, if I get mugged, they'll get my cell phone and $20. And then I'm like, oh, I thought that? What? Cancel. No, that's not me. So, anyway. So then I'm riding my bike, and I ride up to them, and it's a couple. Look like a woman's walking a few steps behind the man, and I think they were arguing. I just got the feeling that they were arguing. And so, of course, I'm like real friendly to everybody on the bike, and I said, good morning. And it was as if I wasn't there. It's like no acknowledgement, anything. So, So then I'm riding away, and then another thing, just like a reflex. So I go, what am I, invisible? So then I turned some lemons into lemonade, because immediately I started to write this song called An Invisible Woman. And I really like that about myself, because I'll get into a situation, and then I'll just start journaling and writing, and I make something out of it. So it's called An Invisible Woman. I'm an invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. And I got superpowers. Try it with me. I'm an invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. And I got superpowers. My power is my consciousness. My power is my happiness. My power is my gratefulness. My power is my gracefulness. My power is my mindfulness. My power is my joyfulness. My power is my peacefulness, flowing in and out of bliss. I'm an invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. And I got superpowers. The love I share and the grace I show brings me to that sacred flow. I know how to shift and grow, and I'm an empowered woman. Life is full of challenges. Life is a game that can be played, turning lemons to lemonade. I'm an empowered woman. Power is at our command. My power is my consciousness. My power is my happiness. My power is my gratefulness. My power is my gracefulness. My power is my mindfulness. My power is my joyfulness. My power is my peacefulness, flowing in and out of bliss. I'm an invisible invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. I'm an invisible woman. And I got superpowers. I got superpowers. I got superpowers. There you go. I like that song. So, on my way up to the Northeast, I stopped at my friend Denise's in Western North Carolina, and she took me to the casino. And I thought, okay, we'll go to the casino. And she put me on the Wonder Woman machine, and I won. I won some money. And I quit while I was ahead. So this morning I did a program called The Daily Word Through Song, and a couple of times a month I'm the musician for the Music and Inspiration Wednesday evenings at Unity in Sarasota. And so whatever the daily word is that day, that their whole service on the Wednesday night is around that. So this is one of the songs I wrote for the daily word, and the daily word was breakthrough. And so I know, as a former Est graduate from long time ago, 21 years old, to do something like that and know that I create my own reality. I knew the difference between needs and wants, to have that kind of distinction. It was so empowering for me, and I'm really glad I did it. And I learned about breakthroughs in that. And, we can have a breakthrough. Like, we can just all of a sudden one day wake up with an epiphany and, I broke through that, and know that there's been a change. But most of the time, we don't have a breakthrough unless we have a breakdown, right? So a breakdown, and, you hit bottom maybe, and then there's some kind of breakthrough, and you break through that floor, and then you're in a new top. The floor becomes a ceiling. So it's called breakthrough. And some of you know, I used to be married to an oldies DJ, and it was a 7-year process, a long time ago, but I have still embodied doo-wop. So I got a little metaphysical doo-wop song for you. There was a breakdown in my expectations with a face frown. I was feeling desperation, looking for that shiny pearl. And then I found my inner world, deep inside and through and through. And as I entered sacred space and feeling centered in this place, there was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view. There was a breakthrough, breaking through and through. There was a breakdown. Everything went wrong, and with a face frown, I began to write this song, looking for that shiny pearl. And then I found my inner world, deep inside and through and through. And as I entered sacred space and feeling centered in this place, there was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view. There was a breakthrough, breaking through and through. There's some confusion, the seeming limitation is just an illusion, this sense of separation. We're always changing and growing into more. Life's a rearranging metaphor. It took a shakedown to bring me back to me. This latest breakdown has really set me free, 'cause I found my inner world. I'm a radiating shiny pearl, deep inside and through and through. And as I enter sacred space, I'm feeling centered in this place. I found a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view. I found a breakthrough, a breakthrough, breaking through and through. There was a breakthrough, and knowing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view. I am a breakthrough, and you are too, breaking through and through, breaking through and through, breaking through and through. Okay, thank you. I just decided to learn this song one day. I just heard it. I think I heard it on the radio, and I thought, I'm going to learn it. I don't usually learn cover material, not too much, but I learned this one. And we're going back to the 60s. So many people say to me, you took me back to the 60s. Yeah, it's a good time. One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell him a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Then call Alice when she was just small. When men on the chessboard get up and tell you where to go, and you've just had some kind of mushroom and your mind is moving low, go ask Alice, I think she'll know. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead, and the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queen's off with her head, remember what the doorbell said. Come on, feed your head, feed your head. One more. Feed your head. All right. So, I don't know how long ago this movie came out, but I'm not a big movie person. I just don't have time to go to the movies, and I only go to chick flicks and comedies because I don't want to take on all that violence and suspense. It doesn't work for me. It just takes away my serenity somehow. I like to stay up. So I saw this movie way back in probably around 2000, maybe 6 or 7, and I always loved this song. And it was a movie about folk music, and it was. I thought it was real because I'm not a big movie buff. So it was a movie called A Mighty Wind. Remember that movie about the folk singers in New York? And okay. And then who's the guy that's married to Jamie Lee Curtis? Christopher, it's his movie. Yeah, Christopher Guest movie. So then, a little while later, when Best in Show came out, remember that movie about the dogs? It's the same movie. It's the same thing where they interview couples, and it's the same actors, and it's like, no, that was real. The folk music movie, The Mighty Wind, was real. So there were all these different folk music acts, and there was a couple, Mitch and Mickey, and they had a song called "A Kiss at the End of the Rainbow." So I learned it, and I want to sing it for you. I just love this song. And when the veil of dreams has lifted, and the fairy tales have all been told, there's a kiss at the end of a rainbow, more precious than a pot of gold. In tales of ancient glory, every knight and maiden fair shall be joined when the quest is over, and a kiss is the oath that they swear. So romantic. And when the veil of dreams has lifted, and the fairy tales have all been told, there's a kiss at the end of a rainbow, more precious than a pot of gold. My sweet, my dear, my darling, you're so far away from me. Though an ocean of tears divides us, let the bridge of our love span the sea. And when the veil of dreams has lifted, and the fairy tales have all been told, there's a kiss at the end of a rainbow, more precious than a pot of gold. Your kiss, there's a kiss at the end of a rainbow. And then they kiss me. More precious than a pot of gold. I love it. Going back to the 60s. Okay, so now. This one's called Love and Light to You, and I lost my hearing in this ear. I woke up on New Year's Eve 2014, and I couldn't hear. I mean, it was I knew it was getting less, but I woke up and I couldn't hear, and I was dizzy. And it kind of caused me to go into a little bit of a depression. You know, I just really wasn't too happy that I couldn't hear out of one of my ears, and as a singer. So... You know, I was just a little bit down, and then I ran into this woman, Vicki White, from West Palm, and I ran into her somewhere. I think sometimes I sing at psychic churches where they talk to dead people. You know, they love what I do. So she says to me, I want to give you a reading. So I was like, okay. You know, I don't seek out readings, but if somebody wants to give me one, it's like, okay, I'll accept that. I'll hear what you have to say. So... we spoke on the phone the next day, and she knew me from like 20 years before, because another group used to meet at a little Unity church at night in West Palm, Unity of the Pines. It's not there anymore, but this Lake Worth Metaphysical group would meet there, and so I used to sing at the Unity, and then at night I would sing for them, and it kind of established a little bit of a relationship and a family with those people. So I got to see Vicki at this other group, the Chapel of Eternal Life, and she said she wanted to give me a reading. So the next day she goes, "You're not the same as you used to be. You used to just flit around and give everybody fairy blessings, and you don't have that energy anymore. And I'm getting the message that you need to listen to your guides. So I said, okay. That was basically the whole reading, although we talked for a long time. Listen to your guides, which is that you could tell that to anybody. It was good insight and information for me at the time because I needed to hear it. And so I went home and this song came out, and it's called Love and Light to You. And it goes like this. And it brought me out of that hole. I broke through. Life is happening in the moment. Love and light to you. That's your part. Life is happening in the moment. Love and light to you. Yeah. Know that all is as it should be. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. This is your part. Love and light is true. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. 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 Now I enter into stillness. Love and light to you. From the center comes the goodness. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. See all of creation move in transformation. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Feel the inspiration, little jazz there. Move into co-creation. This insight is true. Love and light to you. It's about the journey, not the destination. Love and light to you. It's about the joy and the celebration. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. See all of creation move in transformation. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Feel the inspiration move into co-creation. This insight is true. Love and light to you. Life is happening in a moment. Love and light to you. Know that all is as it should be. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. 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 So I want to do some Ernest Holmes material. I call it the Ernest Holmes Mantra Collection, and he's the main guy of the science of mind. And I started studying that in the 90s, and I went through the whole program to become a to become a practitioner, but I didn't care about getting a license. I just love the study, and I love the truths that come through, and the different ways to interpret and the power that we all have at our command. And we can tap in any time. It's where we put our focus and attention. So when I first found that teaching, which was in Morristown, New Jersey, downstairs there's they call it Friendship Hall. And so we used to have classes down there. And so the teacher, Reverend Frankie, she would be standing here. And then right up there on the wall was a picture of Ernest Holmes in one of his most famous quotations. And the quotation is, there's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. And there's different variations of that, but that's the way I remember. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. And then I added, if you choose it, because we're always at choice. You know, we have free will. We get to say yes or no. I want this or I want that, or we can feel it or think it or both. And then when we do that so powerfully, the universe says yes to us. And a trained mind that knows about shifting and resilience and adapting and adjusting, that kind of mind is so much more powerful than an untrained mind that just is run by the unconscious or the subconscious mind. It's powerful. And you know, that's where a lot of the race consciousness comes in, and that unconscious, subconscious mind. But that part of spirit, you know, because it's all God, right? So we have the conscious mind, and it's called that, and it's also known as spirit, which is the unseen world, the metaphysical world, and then we have the manifested world, which is known as the body. So we have the spirit. It goes from spirit to body, then it goes back from body back into spirit. But what takes it there is the action of God, which is another aspect. But that's where God, universe, whatever you want to call it, that's where it says yes. And we as humans, we get to steer that. We get to make changes in the action of spirit, because that's God working through us too. We work through spirit, spirit works through us. So there's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it if you choose it. It's like this. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it if you choose it. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it right now. Let's try it. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it if you choose it. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it right now. And the power of now is calling me, and the power of now brings me all I can be, and the power of now is listening and beckoning me. Now we're going to sing it in the first person. There's a power for good in the universe, and I can use it if I choose it. There's a power for good in the universe, and I can use it right now. And the power of I am is calling me, and the power of I am brings me all I can be, and the power of I am and the power of now are beckoning me. There's a power for good in the universe, and I can use it if I choose it. There's a power for good in the universe, and I can use it right now. And I can use it right now. And I can use it right now. One of the things that Ernest talks about is when we get an idea, sometimes an epiphany, when we get those, and it's something in the unformed, he calls that a spiritual prototype. It's kind of like what Abraham Hicks talks about. When we have a desire, we shoot off a rocket of desire, and it waits for us in vibrational, what is it? Vibrational, it's when you have a mortgage and then they hold money. What do they call that? Yeah, it's in vibrational escrow until we become a vibrational match to what we are holding in vibrational escrow. It's there. It's up to us. And we get to choose. And then I like to always add that or something better. So spiritual prototype. That's pretty scientific sounding, isn't it? The science of mind. And he says, I'm building my future one belief at a time. So you know there is no power in the past. We can learn from the past. And when we're learning, we're in that now present moment. And we can set intentions for the future. But we're setting the intention in the now present moment. This is called one belief at a time. Vibrational escrow. I'm building my future one belief at a time. It's nature or nurture, one belief at a time. It is done unto you as you believe. That's what Jesus said. It is done unto you as you believe. And it comes as you open to receive. You can achieve all that you can conceive. It is done unto you as you believe. I'm building my future one belief at a time. It's nature and nurture, one belief at a time. Now, I broke my arm. When I was learning this stuff, I broke it. And I have a big metal plate and 17 pins in my arm. But I can still do this because I had no doubt that the doctor was going to bring me back to wholeness. No doubt. And this quotation from Ernest was very powerful for me. He said this. I am my own healer, guru and guide. I know that the answers come from deep inside. All my needs are met and more, and all is divine. I'm building my own future, one belief at a time. I'm building my future, one belief at a time. It's nature or nurture, one belief at a time. It is done unto you as you believe, and it comes as I open to receive. I can achieve all that I can conceive, that or something better. It is done unto me as I believe. I'm building my future, one belief at a time. It's nature or nurture, one belief at a time. I am my own healer, guru and guide. I know that the answers come from deep inside. There's a power for good in the universe, and all is divine. Now that line, that first half of that little line, I decided to have some fun with it and come up with some different new thought cliches. Just the first half, it doesn't have to rhyme. So like, let's see. It is done unto you as you believe, and all is divine. How about this one? What goes around comes around, and all is divine. What is, no, it is what it is, right? And all is divine. Here's a new one somebody just told me about. It goes like this. Whatever, and all is divine. My personal favorite. What you think of me is none of my business, and all is divine. I'm building my own future, one belief at a time. I'm building my future, one belief at a time. It's nature or nurture, one belief at a time, one belief at a time, one belief at a time. Belief is powerful. You know, a belief is just a thought we keep thinking or something we keep hearing. And some of the things I heard as a kid, growing up Catholic. And it's so nice when we get to think for ourselves. We get to make those choices. Truth versus belief. You know, belief might not be the truth, but our mind responds to it. So this is about knowing. Belief is powerful, but knowing is even more powerful. It's called This I Know. It's about prayer. There's a universal consciousness that comes with the thought that I am blessed. I know. This I know. And I believe in my heart and mind with the faith of God that all is divine. I know. This I know. So, you know, we can have faith in God. That's good. But as extensions and expressions of that source energy, that power, that oneness, that infinite wisdom, that energy, we can also operate with the faith of God. And I believe in my heart and mind with the faith of God that all is divine. I know. This I know. Prayer is communion, a sacred union, a secret place of the Most High. Prayer is an openness and a willingness to see the world with the eyes of God. I know. This I know. I know. This I know. I know. And so it is. And it's on. Yeah. Okay. What else do I have here? Oh, in my Science of Mind classes, I took one class called, it was about mysticism. And we had to study Carolyn Mace. Anybody read her book, Entering the Castle? That book, that was such a hard book for me to read, and what it made me realize that I have a reading deficiency. It's interesting, a reading deficiency, and it made me think about my past when I was a little kid. I would read, but I'd have to go back and read it over, and you know, I didn't retain it. And so I'm smart. It's because I have a reading deficiency, so I would make up different ways to remember things and learn things. And so I thought I was cheating, but I wasn't. I was just being, taking opportunity of, I guess I was making lemonade out of lemons even back then. So, Entering the Castle. That was such a hard book. And so, but I'm a good student. I like to be a good student. So I had my straight edge, and I'm like doing my homework and reading every line like this. And then if I saw something that piqued my interest, I would underline it, and I would write it in the pad. And then I got to see this process that, oh, okay, so I like that part, and I'll write it down here, and as I'm writing it down here, my mind is starting to think of things that maybe rhyme with it or how I could say it differently and then find a rhyme. And so the Entering the Castle was about the dark night of the soul, and it was the mystics way back during, I don't remember her name anymore. With the mystics. And a lot of the mystics, they didn't want to be mystics. You know, they didn't want to, some of them would just go into convulsions or fly across the room in this powerful energy. And that's kind of how I felt about the book. Like, no, I don't want to, but I have to. And so what they would do is they would go into these dark nights of the soul, but they had that faith. They had the faith in and of God that they would come out better. So they started to sometimes look forward to a dark night of the soul. Can you imagine looking forward to a dark night of the soul? Just having the faith that I'm going to come out better. Or that or something even better than that. So this song, I think it captures the idea of that, and it's called Conscious Communion. Conscious communion, bringing me back to my soul, a spiritual reunion. I can let go of the control, called forth from the depths. It's a mystical death. Forget the separation. I've stepped into the realization, aware of my vibration. Conscious communion, bringing me back to my soul. It's a humbling of the ego with tears that cannot be consoled until the time I let go, bringing in the new from the old, called forth from the depths. It's a mystical death. Forget the separation. I'm going for the manifestation of bringing forth transformation. Conscious communion, bringing me back to my soul. What does the source in me need? A dark night to help me succeed, opening to show me what's real, this blessed truth that was concealed. What does the source in me know? A dark night to help me grow, opening to show me myself. I couldn't be anyone else. Conscious communion, bringing me the heart of God, a spiritual reunion, inspired and I am in awe, called forth from the depths. It's a mystical death. Forget the separation. I'm going for the inspiration, using my imagination, feeling the intoxication, shouting out my declaration, seeing the illumination. It's a sacred co-creation. Join me in the celebration. Conscious communion, bringing me back to my soul, bringing me back to my soul, bringing me back to my soul. Thank you. Conscious communion. All right, and so if any of you have been to Sarasota, it's on the west coast. I live on the west coast of the east coast. That's what we say in the west coast of Florida. We're on the west coast of the east coast. Yeah, I'm an east coast girl, for sure. New Jersey. And, oh yeah, I had some other, I wanted to do this song about, I started to write it on Siesta Key. I had a friend visiting, and we got up early to go and watch the sunrise. And, when you think about going to the beach to watch the sunrise, it's typically people go to the beach in Sarasota to watch the sun set. But if you can have your back to the Gulf of Mexico and your feet in these crystal sands, they're made out of quartz crystal, powdered quartz crystal, and there's a couple of houses and buildings where you can actually witness a sunrise on Fifth Key. And so my husband and my friend, they're kind of dilly-dallying, and I'm like, I'm going to find those buildings, and I'm just going off on my own, and I'm in my own thing, and then I hear the song. I start singing in my head, here comes the sun, didn't do it right. But then I had a realization. I had a little epiphany. Like, wait a minute. The sun doesn't come. The sun doesn't come to us. We go to it via the planet Earth, and we're going this way. And then here's revealing the sun that's always there. So we're the ones moving. So I made this song called Moving into the Sunrise. I'm moving into the sunrise. The earth is bringing me there. We're moving into the sunrise. It lights up everywhere, 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 everywhere. I'm moving into the sunrise. The earth is bringing me there. And I'm moving into the spirit. My soul is bringing me there. We're moving into the spirit. It lights up everywhere, 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 everywhere. I'm moving into the sunrise. The earth is bringing me there. The light is of the infinite, and each one holds a candle. The light is of the infinite. It gives us only what we can handle. I'm moving into the spirit. My soul is bringing me there. We're moving into the spirit. It lights up everywhere, 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 everywhere. God is everywhere. I'm moving into the sunrise. I'm moving into the spirit. We're moving into the spirit. It lights up everywhere. Okay. So, no, let me see. Do I have where is my song? I guess I can do it. I wrote a song called The Male Brain. Oh, here it is. So, I was in the pool, and I'm swimming, and then my husband was there, and he doesn't usually come in the water, but he likes to clean the pool when I'm there, And so he's like focusing on cleaning the pool, and I asked him a question. And, again, I felt invisible as if I wasn't there. I was like, so then I thought, oh, that's right. And then this song came, and it's called The Male Brain. And I do rectify myself in this song, everybody. Because I know, it's a scientific fact that typically women say about 2 to 3 times as many words in a day as men do. Like for every 1,000 words a man says, a woman will say 2,000 or 3,000 words. We like to communicate with words. So it goes like this. Never ask a man a question when he's doing something. Only ask a man a question when he's doing nothing. It's the male brain. It makes me insane. They can't multitask, so I have to wait to ask. Never tell a man a story when he's in his glory. Focus focusing on one thing and the money that it might bring. It's the male brain. It makes me insane. Multitasking is hell, so I have to wait to ask or tell. Now here's where I rectify myself. I can be conscious, I can be kind. I'm filled with awareness when I'm using my mind. So the male brain helps me choose to refrain from saying every little gosh darn detail that's going on in my brain. Never ask a man a question when he's doing something. Only ask a man a question when he's doing nothing. When he's doing nothing, and nothing is something. Yay! And so, I know I could be a chatterbox, and sometimes he goes, "Will you be quiet?" And I'm just like, "Oh, this happened." So, I like to talk. I like to share. So I have time for a few more, and I had created a program for Father's Day, and typically I don't. It's like, how does God fit into one gender? So, but and because I sing in churches, like I've had to sing the Lord's Prayer so many times, and just had to sing it, and it's okay. It's a nice prayer, but I rewrote it, and I rewrote it as a country waltz. So, and I call it the Father Mother Waltz. If anybody wants to get up and waltz. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts as we do our debtors. You lead us and guide us and protect us and deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory forever and ever. I'm going to do it one more time. If you want to sing it with me, you know the words, most of them. I changed them a little bit. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts protect us and deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. Amen. Yeah, I like it too. Now I like the Lord's Prayer. You know, I had religion really like crammed down my throat as a kid. And all the fear and all the guilt. And plus my father was Jewish, so I got the guilt from both sides. And I was raised Catholic. Silver, you know, did you ever realize that? I have Jewish roots. I found out recently, you know, talk about family secrets, that my father always used to say that, oh, we were from Bohemia. My ancestors are from Bohemia, which is the Czech part of Czechoslovakia. And my father was born in 1911, so, you know, maybe he remembers Bohemia. But then I did some digging and some searching through the Ancestry.com, and I found out that my grandmother was from Bohemia, but my grandfather was from Romania. So I got that gypsy thing, you know, I mean, it's in my blood. So I'm going to do a couple more songs, and this one it's called The High Watch. I think I might have done this on in the service a few months ago, but I actually wrote this when COVID first started. And one of my friends, Reverend Judith, and her husband, Reverend Dr. Bob, they're Signs of Mind ministers, and they have a center now in West Palm, our little center over there. But Dr. Bob was also a counselor, and he worked in the hospital. He worked in a hospital where, over by Parkland, where some of the people that were in that horrible high school shooting went to that hospital, and he counseled some of those people. And really powerful guy, Bob Lutkin. And but you know they're a little older, and I remember Reverend Judith saying, you know, well we're getting up there, and you know she wanted her husband to retire from the hospital. She said, it's our job to stay alive. It's okay. You know that touched my heart. It's our job to stay alive, and then it was right around Easter, so I wrote this song called It's Watching with the Eyes of God. And I wrote it's called It's Springtime and I'm Alive. But then I realized, well, I can only sing it in the springtime, so I changed it to It's So Good to Be Alive. But there's some springtime things in here, so I rewrote it. So it goes like this. Let's see. I watch with the eyes of God, seeing everything and being everywhere. I'm feeling with the heart of God. It's so good to be alive. The high watch is the mind of God, knowing everything and loving everyone. The high watch is the soul of God. It's so good to be alive. Or it's springtime and I'm alive. There's freedom in the knowing. I'm rising and I'm growing with the faith of a newborn baby. It's so good to be alive. Christ within has risen. I forgive and I'm forgiven. It's the resurrection season. It's springtime and I'm alive. And then I changed it to affirming divine order. It's a spiritual transformer, affirming the perfection. It's so good to be alive. I watch with the eyes of God, seeing everything and being everywhere. I'm feeling with the heart of God. It's so good to be alive. The high watch is the mind of God, knowing everything and loving everyone. The high watch is the soul of God. It's so good to be alive. It's so good to be alive. Ain't it good to be alive? It's so good to be alive. There you go. So good to be alive. You know, how many hours, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years have I wasted, you know, just being miserable? I am really cherishing my life so much, you know. I just love it. I love life. I love life. And I want to affirm for everybody here that no matter what the conditions look like, there's something else going on. And so I want to end tonight with this song, and it's called All is Well, All is Well, All is Well, continually. All is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. That's the chorus. All is well 3 times, continually, and then all is well 3 more times for you and me. Let's try this. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. All is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. I'm in the flow of love, I'm in the flow of life, in a boat of gratitude, on a river of healing light. Here we go. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. All is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. In the infinite flow, we find more gifts when we know that life is an attitude and challenges can help us grow. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. Yes. All is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. I surrender to what is as I trust in the flow. I affirm my gratitude as I release and I let go. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. All is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. One more time, let's hear blessed be. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. See you next time.